Another thing that is working for me presently is to in character building is to overlook things. Man, if you
Yeah.
don't overlook in this house, you don't kill yourself.
Hello
Hello guys, you're
guys.
welcome back again to our channel. If this is your first time here, you're welcome to
Mm,
Ayonitemitv. And if you're a returning subscriber, you know by now that we love you so much. Yes.
yeah.
Yes, my name is Temitayo and here is my husband.
My name is Ayodele.
Ayodele. So you're welcome once again to Ayonitemi TV. In our previous video, we talked about our first year in marriage. So and we also mentioned then that we're going to be doing some series. So it's going to be 3 videos. We've done one. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about 6 things that we've learned in this 1 year in marriage, and
Mm,
we are still learning. We keep learning. We
mm,
keep learning because it is a school that there is
mm.
no graduation.
Yes,
Or
yes,
when I was graduating. So and in school there is syllabus, there's curriculum. So also
exactly.
in marriage. So what we've learned. So we sat down and we
Mm,
put this together and we thought to share with you in order to learn 1 or 2 things also from it. So what we've learned and what we are still learning.
many.
The first thing that I learned and I'm still learning in marriage is selflessness. Like this is a whole lot, like making sacrifice when it is convenient, when it is not convenient, you just have to do it, and not thinking about myself. like
Mm,
like I'm trying to, like, is what I've really learned, and being intentional about not thinking about myself. Like, for
mm,
instance, maybe I want to, in everything, I just have to consider my partner first, in which I don't think that it might be now we are prone to be selfish. We think about ourselves
mm,
just alone. But marriage has taught me not to think about myself, but to
mm,
think about my husband as my priority,
mm,
in everything.
mm,
Doing things when, so though sometimes I can't lie. Sometimes it may be very difficult
mm,
to grant that request, but at least to some extent I still try to satisfy him, put him first in everything. So that's what I've learned. That's part of the things I've learned in this first year of marriage, making a lot of sacrifice, not to think about myself. By the time I'm not thinking about myself and he's not thinking about himself, no, I'm not thinking about myself, I'm thinking about him. So he's also thinking about me. By the time the equation is
balance,
going to
yeah.
be balanced. So babe,
Yeah, just like you have said, we are learning selflessness. We are learning selflessness. It's really something that if it's not in marriage, actually, it's just going to be like you are the only one in the marriage.
yeah.
You are the only one in the marriage. There are some times that your wife, I mean my wife, will just request some things from me. I'll just feel like, wow, probably I am coming from what's it called now, from outside, and I've left the place, and then she just called me and said, can I help her to get something, so I have to go back and
Mhm.
get those things,
Which is
those.
not convenient. Sometimes you
Yes,
may be very
yes,
tired.
yes, yes, yes.
No.
So those things, and then sometimes, or most of the times, when I'm coming home from work, and then I will have to just try to think about, okay, what should I get for my lady? At least let me just get something. So these are the things that I do intentionally. I think about her first before anything. So that's what I am actually learning. And before I got to this stage, that actually I made, some, uh, just like we said, we are learning it. So there was a time that those times she will serve me food, and then before she knows it, I'm already eating. And she just ask me, ah, you didn't even ask what I'm going to eat. I'll just feel like Joe. Are you not going to eat the same food or stuff like that? But now I am now more conscious about it, and
Yeah.
then whenever she says food, okay, well, what are you going to eat? When are you going to eat?
Yes.
Stuff like that,
Yes, I
and
think I remember then I used to,
yeah,
and because me sometimes I may just, sometimes I mean, like, maybe I don't just feel like cooking, maybe the remaining food I'll just give it to him. I mean, I may take something or just sleep
yeah,
like that. So I'm allowed to just, you know what, that's even, I know that I'm not hungry, I know I'm not
mm,
eating, but I just want you to ask me that what are you going to eat. So
yes.
then when na I think maybe the first 3 months or first 6 months, then although we just eat, I'm like, you can't even ask me. So what am I going to
Mm.
eat and all that? So
Yeah, so it's I think our selflessness is a very key ingredient
yes, yes,
in marriage actually, because
yeah,
your partner will feel loved. You
mm-hmm,
feel loved that okay, this person is thinking
mm-hmm,
about me. So all right, let's
yeah,
move to the next point, please. All right, the second point that we mentioned today is intentionality.
yes,
Before marriage, because of probably love, everything, the sharpness is still there,
mm-hmm,
and then you do things spontaneously. Okay, if she
yes,
calls you, or I'm coming to your place, we
mm-hmm,
have to get some things, or if you are going to our place, you have to get some things.
mm-hmm,
So, but now you guys are staying together,
together,
so you might naturally forget all those things that
yeah,
you do.
yes, yes,
So this is where
nothing
intentionality comes
comes
in.
in,
We need to be intentional about doing stuff for ourselves, about
yes,
doing good, about appreciating ourselves,
yes,
because then you do it spontaneously because you are trying to woo the other person. You are trying to
mm-hmm,
show that okay,
for
you
everything
are
to
good.
please,
But now after marriage, you guys are now together. You
yeah,
Those things might naturally slip off
mm-hmm,
if you are not conscious about it. So
yes,
you need to be intentional about it. Sometimes I just think about, wow, it's been a while I've done this. Okay, let me just go to the kitchen and watch some plates, or watch the dishes, right? So I'll go to the kitchen and watch the dishes, and then by the time my wife comes back, and she just feel like, wow, wow, thank you, thank you, thank you, and all those things. And sometimes I'll just look at her, speak good words, kind words to her. She just feel loved, and those are the things that make love to grow back in marriage. Yeah.
Yes, another thing is that marriage does not just work automatically. You
Mm-hmm.
know, when you get married, does not mean that what's it called? Everything will start,
Yeah.
um, everything start falling in place. Like, of course, things will
Themselves. Yeah.
fall here themselves, but it is being intentional about
Mm-hmm.
making the marriage work.
Mm-hmm.
If we are not, sometimes we can just be carried away. Sometimes as a
Mm-hmm.
lady or even as a man, because your man is showing you love and all that, so you may just forget to reciprocate some things.
Yeah.
Personally, I am always very conscious of that, like being intentional about doing some things
Mm-hmm.
for my husband, because I know that for marriage to work, it is in the hands of both of us. He
Yes.
cannot just, if he's trying to make the marriage work and I'm not supporting it,
Mm-hmm.
he's going to be frustrated. And
Yeah.
if I'm also the only one that is trying to make the marriage work,
Mm-hmm.
is I'm also going to be frustrated. So we have to be intentional about everything, intentional about showing love,
Mm-hmm.
intentional about just think about, okay, when have I done this thing last? In fact, sometimes I may just think about it all and all that. When have I done this? When have I done this and all that? So keeping it in check, doing things intentionally,
Intentionally. Yeah.
like intentionally, it's really, I'm really learning it in marriage and
mm,
all that, and it's also extending to other aspects of life,
yeah,
because we cannot just neglect things. We are prone to forget things and
yes,
all that. We are
yes,
very prone to forget things,
mm,
doing things anyhow. But when you are intentional about doing something, you're going to be more consistent, and before you know it,
mm.
the marriage is going to work. If I Can we really say that first year of marriage was it really hard?
Yeah, the first few months was
I think
few
first three
months
months were just I think first 3 months were just
we were
having
just
fights
trying
back to
to get
back. We
ourselves.
were fighting back to
Yeah,
back. But by the time we started, being intentional about
mm,
start putting in check whatever our partner is
mm,
complaining of, and be intentional about making our partner to be happy, be intentional about making my husband to be happy. He's also intentional about making me happy. you know
things will work in
Things
place.
will work in place,
So,
but the thing is that marriage will not work automatically. We have to put our work, we have to work it out. But sincerely speaking, one of those things I used to think about when before we got married was like, okay, this love that is shacking and all that, if we get married and we are seeing each other
mm,
every day, hope I won't be tired. Like, it's also a very sincere question I was asking myself. Hope I won't be tired of seeing this person every day. But what I discovered in marriage, like sincerely, like it's not really about the love and all that, but it's about what we are doing for each other.
mm,
How will I put it, the work we are putting in place. My For instance, my husband, I know that he's very good to me and all that, so why won't I'm intentional about making him happy, because he's a good guy, he deserves it. So I'm being intentional about doing that, about taking
mm,
care of him, about giving him good meal. He's taking care of me,
mm,
so why won't I also give him good meal? So I'm being intentional about taking care of my husband. I'm being intentional about
mm,
pleasing him. And I know that there's something that he complained about when we got married, and I'm being intentional now about not doing it so that
mm,
it won't stir up reactions. So it is
mm,
all about intentionality in
mm.
it is all about intentionality. So that is what I'm still learning about,
Yeah,
doing things
everyone.
intentionally.
All right, let's go to the next point. So, our next point is we are learning to understand ourselves better. In Proverbs 4:7, it says that in all, okay, wisdom is the principal thing. In all that getting, get understanding. So it also applies in marriage. You need to understand the nature of a man. You need to understand the nature of a woman. You need to understand that we are wired differently. We are wired to think differently. Are you getting me now? You
Mhm.
cannot expect me to think like you are thinking. When you ask me that, okay, this is this is the situation, what do I think about it? You should not expect me to think like you are thinking, because we are not the same. Do you understand what I'm saying now? So
Mhm.
we the way we look at things, the way we say things is different. We are from different backgrounds, so we are learning to understand ourselves better. In terms of these differences, we are learning to appreciate our differences, such that it will foster more love. So there are some times that my wife will do some things which I just feel that, okay, this thing is weird, right? But instead of me,
Example of things that I do that is weird.
no, it's okay. There are some times like uh, the most of the time when we eat, right, she doesn't finish the food, so she can keep like the extra left inside the fridge for like 2 days and eat it maybe the third day. I just feel like,
That means
my
I will
God,
enjoy it now.
that how can you keep a food for 2 3 days
So
inside
you
the
not
fridge.
telling me that in this house we are not permitted to keep food.
As
I
in, when I've eaten and then everything has gone, you now
will,
bring out your own food and you
not
start eating.
usually.
Another example is that sometimes when we go to the restaurant to eat, after me I've eaten my own, maybe in the restaurant, and then I'll just get to, I'll just see her. She brings her own chicken from the fridge. I'll just feel like,
Where you do see chicken?
when did we buy chicken in this house? Where did you see it? I'll just click that. Oh, we went to the restaurant earlier today, or yesterday. You just feel like látàárọ̀ látàná. How is that even possible? So those are
When I'm
the,
satisfied, I eat
you don't
to
force
I don't
yourself to
force
eat.
myself to eat.
So it's so strange to me. Somebody having leftover after meal, like you now storing the food till the next day, not maybe till later, till next day. That's so
Even
strange.
third day sef
Yeah, inside the fridge. So
is
it's something
weird
that
to you.
is very weird and
So
funny.
you will be jealous that he has finished eating his own
Yeah.
and he is now saying my own, and unfortunately for him I won't give him out of it.
Is that
Mm-hmm.
is that good?
I know
Is
that
that
I know
good?
that is what is paying me because I don't used to give you out of it. I'm like,
Is
you
that
have eaten
good?
yours. This is time to enjoy my own.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Yes.
So that's that's just it. That's just part of the differences. And there's some things that are very annoying that I just feel like, oh, I'll just laugh it off. I just feel like, oh, but it's better. What it be what? I just laugh it off because I just feel like this thing that you are getting angry on, is something that is not something that should, no. It's not something that it should you should get angry on it. I'll just be laughing. Just
That is
okay, where
why
you
we
are.
are different.
Yes,
You know, me, I've
yes.
learned that we are quite different.
Yeah.
I cannot, we are different. The way I see things is different from the way
Mm-hmm.
you see things, and I cannot force my partner to see things the way I see it.
Mm-hmm.
And the same way, he can't force me to see the way I see. No, some people are very well. It's like you just some two partner be like, how come these people they jam themselves? But the thing is that we can never be this. Even identical twins, they still
Yes.
have different character. So
Yes.
we are very different. Sorry, I'm learning that we are different, and
We
understanding that we
need
are
to appreciate
understanding that
the
we are different
differences.
will make me to adjust better and not to force things on my
Yes.
partner
Yeah.
because there is no how he's not seeing it the way I'm seeing it.
Mm.
So I'll just leave it like that, and also appreciating the differences
Yes.
too.
Once you even know that, okay, you guys are different, it will give you the basis of relating with the person. Yeah.
Yes.
So let's
Remember when
see.
you forgot my I used to complain, really I used to complain about a lot of things, like a
Yes,
lot
a
of things
lot
that
of
we are
things.
like
A
different
lot of
things.
things.
Sometimes other we come out from the bedroom and the room will be littered with water. Oh God. I'll be like, how come? Are you are you fountain of water? Like I don't understand. How you come out from the bedroom like all the room like then I will just be complaining. I will like, yeah, come, babe. Anytime you hear, babe, yeah, come and see something that something is wrong. So I'm like, yeah, see, for right from the bedroom, see your leg inside the room, filled with water, and I will
Yeah.
start cleaning up. I almost got frustrated about these a lot of things that, and because we are, of course, we are different family
Mm.
background,
Mm.
so something that you do that is weird to me, one of those things that is weird to me that I used to see my husband doing then. No, he's still doing one of those things that is weird to me is my husband for inside beans. My husband will put garri inside beans and put water. Like inside the plate of beans, we
Yeah.
put
You
garri.
separate it to you
Yes,
separate
just
it.
inside the plate oh.
You
Instead
put it
of
into
taking your
half,
garri, instead of
put garri
drinking your
there,
garri in
and
different
pour
cup, my
little
husband will
water.
put garri on top beans and pour water inside the beans,
No,
and I'll be like,
you are making it to be too. What we do
eh,
is that we shift the beans
uh-huh,
to one side.
uh-huh,
You know, then we pour garri
Mm-hmm.
to the other side inside the same
Is it,
plate
so what caused you to
and
put
drop
it?
water
What caused you to put inside
there.
cup? That's
You can't, it is a delicacy on its own. You can't imagine how sweet it is to eat
Mm.
it like that. So
So then, of course, I can't force him that okay, it's not done like this. That's
mm,
how he has been raised. So I just have to like, oh, that's how he takes his own beans and all that. So a lot of examples like that shows that okay, fine, they are actually different, and you just take your eyes off
yeah. The next point is we are learning to rebuild ourselves in
it.
terms of
Yes,
character.
yes.
Marriage
Mm.
is one of the things that whenever I just think about marriage, I just look at God and say, God, ah, one of the messages that from Apostle said that marriage is a setup. Marriage is a setup. Really, marriage is a setup by God for a believer. If you really want to grow yourself uh, maturely, right?
Mm-hmm.
Marriage is a good platform for you. If you
Mm-hmm.
think that you can love, come inside marriage
Yeah.
and let's see if you can love. If you think you are selfless, you are forbearing, all the fruit of the spirit,
Mm-hmm.
marriage will test everything. Is it patience? Is it long suffering? Marriage will test everything.
Yeah.
Marriage will test everything. That's how it is actually. So because we are standing from the point of we know God as a
Mm-hmm.
believer, so instead of those things to break us, right, they keep us together, and that's how it is. So we begin to mature more in the things of the spirit, in terms of patience, in terms of long suffering, in
Mm-hmm.
terms of love,
Yes.
joy,
Tolerance.
everything, everything, everything,
Yes. Yes.
everything. So marriage helps us to build all these things.
Mm-hmm.
So just give
Yes.
us few points and
So
let's
for
move on.
me, like you said, I've learned to be more patient, like
Mm-hmm.
more patient.
Yeah,
Another thing that is working for me presently is to in character building is to overlook things. Men, if you
yeah.
don't overlook in this house, you don't kill yourself. If you don't overlook things,
You
like
are
I'm
not the
going
only
to
one that is
like
overlooking
me,
things.
I'm overlooking a lot of things. Like
Me too, I'm overlooking a lot of
I
things.
cannot
See,
kill
I'm overlooking
myself.
a lot of
I
things.
cannot kill myself. Like when people got married, by the time I buy a bottle of Ghana within 2 days it has finished and all that. And I will talk. How will you finish a lot?
Nothing will
Later,
happen.
I just discover that recently I just say, "Hey, Temitara, just calm down. This guy I cannot kill."
Abio
So I just have to overlook things sometimes. I will just take my eyes off
of
it.
it, yeah. That's
Sometimes
just
when
it.
my husband just buy something, and I see that something that's supposed to last a week or 2 weeks and it finish within 3 days, I'll just carry my eyes. Yes, I take my eyes off it.
Yeah.
Yes, so and it gives me more peace
Peace.
of mind.
Peace
Although
of mind.
sometimes too, just to help him to portion it, I keep it.
Yeah.
I keep it, and whenever it's time, I'll just maybe it's Ghana, I'll just pour it for him sometimes, and sometimes I just take and do it yourself. But now I overlook things
More.
more. I overlook things more. Even recently, when I just entered my sister, the room is full of water. I know that okay, it's coming from the bedroom. I just carry my eyes because of peace of mind.
Yeah.
I take my eyes off it, I take my mind off it. I don't have to talk about everything because if you complain too much, before you know it, you turn to a nagging wife.
Mm.
So, and I don't want to be a nagging wife. So
Mm.
that's why I just have to overlook some things
Mm.
and give myself peace of mind. Also give my husband
Praise God.
hallelujah.
Okay, our next point is to be to not let disagreements to linger. We are being intentional about resolving issues.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that is constant about relationship, marriage, is that there will always be issues.
Yes.
As long as you guys are still living, there will always be issues.
Issues to resolve.
Yes, there will always be issues to resolve. So when there is issues, once you know the first thing that okay, there will always be issues, that is number one breakthrough. So yes, now that's number one breakthrough. So when issues come, you will know that okay, it is not out of place, that it is coming. So what you then need to do is to then face it. Okay, what's the issue, so what I am personally learning is to make sure that we resolve issues as early as possible, as quick as possible, because once it is not done as quick as possible, I may not be psychologically balanced. I am personally learning to make sure that okay, issues are not left unattended to. So I have to ask my wife, and then she too, she's actually doing better. Uh, co- compared to before, where we have to ask like 10 times, what's happening?
And
What's
before
up?
too,
Nothing.
I don't
Nothing.
used to say sorry.
Uh-huh.
But
So,
now I can say, why so my bill at home?
yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm learning to say sorry,
Sorry, sorry,
sorry the
sorry.
more, at least compared to before that, it's
Yeah.
always the one that will
You
be
say
saying
sorry,
sorry, sorry.
sorry,
But
sorry, sorry.
now
But
I'm
even
more
when I don't know what's happening.
but now I'm more intentional about being saying sorry.
Sorry, sorry.
Yes.
And it's good. So let's move to the next point. This last point is very, very important. That is prayer of agreement. Though when we were preparing it, I did it to be in two places. The first one is power of simple prayer, and the second one is the prayer of agreement. So I have learned, and she has also learned, that inside marriage, a simple prayer,
Mm-hmm.
just one simple prayer, God, we want you to do this, and God answers it.
Yes.
It's not necessary
Yes.
that you have to go to the mountain, or you have to do a lot of. I'm not saying that you shouldn't fast. I'm not saying that you shouldn't fast and pray, right? I'm just saying that
Yes, but
simple prayer
that prayer of
works. Yes,
agreement,
I,
it really works.
a
Like it
lot,
really works
a
a lot,
lot.
and we've been seeing it in our marriage. Holding
Mm,
hands together and praying about a particular
mm,
issue, and it's
yes,
been like just
it's
short
been
prayer.
resolved.
It's
Yeah.
been resolved as soon as possible, and for the fact that it's not just about praying of agreement alone,
Mm,
prayer of agreement alone. You also have to be
mm,
united,
mm,
like that unity in between partners and all that also makes prayer of agreement
to
to
work fast.
work faster, because what's point of praying in
Where you guys are
agreement
not
when
having agreement.
you are not agreeing
Mm,
together.
yeah. So prayer of agreement is really, really, really important
Yeah, that's
inside
what we've
marriage.
learned, so and we don't take it for granted.
Yeah.
Praying together and praying, holding hands, no intimate prayer. You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying?
Which one is intimate prayer again? All right.
That's
No, Alan, we have come to the end of today's video. So if you
yes.
like it, if it makes sense to you, please like the video, share with your loved ones,
Please don't watch this video without subscribing. Um,
subscribe.
and also subscribing is free of charge, guys. Like I've been asking some people that okay, why you not subscribe? Like, oh, I don't want them to deduct my money. I don't want monthly charges. Hello, please, it is completely free.
It's completely
YouTube is not
free. It's just
deducting
one click. Yeah.
one naira from you. It is
Yeah.
completely free, so kindly subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. The
Yeah.
only thing that costs you just to do second, just to click
Thank you.
finish.
All right. Thank you very much.
For watching to the end of the video, guys. Watch out for giveaways on
Yeah.
this channel. Watch out.
Yes. 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 All right. Till we see in our next video. Keep
Keep
sorry.
sorry. Bye.
Bye bye.